What's up, guys? So you can see behind me. Yeah, I just want to make a video about I seen this happen like about a year ago. About 100,000 homeless people literally went missing, disappeared right off the streets of major cities, and this is the thing, man. I'm telling you right now, what they're doing is, where I'm at, even in Canada, all the shelters shut down. There's nowhere for the homeless to eat, sleep, or anything. No services, there's no help, there's no medical, there's nothing, man. Real shit. This is really happening. And so I know what the military is gonna do and what the government's gonna do. They're gonna be like, well, first people to get swept off the streets is the homeless. So we're gonna grab them and put them in concentration camps. And it's either gonna be the FEMA camps, or it's going to be something similar that they've specifically made for the homeless specifically. And it's not a good thing, trust me. You're better off running and disappearing out in the bush than getting trapped in that machine. But they're using our elements against us, our resources, the things we need, water, food, right? And they're cutting everybody off, and the only people that are going to have are, people that have money, rich people, people that had money to stock up, people that have a home, people that have a place, people that live off the land. But again, even the people that have these things in the city, it's going to be no good. Eventually the water's going to shut off, internet's going to shut off, like everything's, this seems apocalyptic, but look at what's happening so far. Like, don't be surprised if that happens, you know what I mean? That's why it's so important for us to have been, building towards a self-sufficient lifestyle, living off the land and growing your own food. Like, it doesn't take that much money, man. Like, $5,000-$10,000 can get you a piece of land, that you can build on, and you could, that's a piece of land that's huge, you know what I mean? Instead of $400,000, $500,000, $800,000 for a house that you're not going to pay off before you die anyways, where they can still control your elements. They could shut the water off, they could shut the hydro off. You need to be self-sufficient, man, because not always is civilization going to function and work, you know what I'm saying? So what are you going to do? And unfortunately, people don't see that there is an enemy, man, and it's the same hand that's feeding us, It's like an abusive relationship, and the partner is trying to, give you things and reward you in small ways, but punish you at the same time, and then, make you think that it's on your side, you know what I mean? Like, because it needs you, because without us, there is no civilization, there is no society, there's no building of things, there's no working for a wage. We could just turn around and be like, well, guess what? We decide to be united again and work for each other. So we're gonna all the carpenters and all the people that know how to build, we're all gonna come into the community, and we're all gonna build, for each other, and trade whatever worth value, like, go back to the trading ways, and just, serve ourselves instead of a system, working through a government, through a system. We don't have to, where it's taxing us. Like, we could literally work for ourselves, build our own ecosystem, our own houses, come together, all of us, and add our skills together to get everything we need. Like, it's an illusion that we have to go through this middleman, the system, and be governed by this government, and controlled and told how to operate. It's an illusion. It doesn't exist. And we bought into it over a period of time, and then it became our reality, and there's a level of consciousness that's coming back, you know what I mean? So people are like, what the fuck are we doing? Like, you know what I mean? Like, I know how to build a fucking house. You know how to fucking grow a garden? Yeah? So we're working for minimum wage, working our asses off to pay our fucking rent to get somebody else rich so they can buy a house? Wait a minute, what if we, humble ourselves for a minute, Why don't we work on, work on doing this, you work on doing that. You got a couple friends that have, oh, my friend can do this and do that. Next thing you know, you're worth the value, you're worth the money, because this guy can build log cabin homes, this person can grow food. You've just, boom, you create an ecosystem. You got to gather a couple more people, you build a community. Now you hold value, you know what I mean? And that's not going to get taxed, that's not going to get taken advantage of, it's yours, you know what I mean? And so on and so forth. Like, we think we need all these material things. People are like, oh, but what about my phone bill? What? Bro, there's bigger problems than that. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're lucky you even have a fucking phone and this piece of technology to use. Forget about that shit. Detach yourself from it, man. Because even if this phone was taken away from me, you know what I mean? It is what it is. Utilize it. Get the most you can out of this device, out of this technology, you know what I mean? Don't bet on that it's always going to be there. Don't bet on anything that's always going to be there. A lover, a father, a mother, a cousin, a brother, even our family can fail us and betray us, and it says that in the Bible, like, you know what I mean? You can't attach yourself to anything, man. Nothing material in this life, or else you're gonna have heartache. You're gonna experience hardship. And there's the less expectations we set for ourselves, the less we suffer in life, you know what I mean? We gotta simple it back down, man. We don't need all these material things. We need food, water, and shelter, and unity and communion. Like, you know what I mean? You can build that. You can start building your own lifestyle, and other people that want to live that type of a life, you can document that on video right now while we still have the chance, and you can draw those people into you, and they want to be a part of it. So then you can arrange for that to happen. You know what I mean? Boom. Next thing you know, you have a community of like-minded people that want to live the same lifestyle, where it's not work to them. They enjoy it, and you've built stability through that method, and that's the true stability. That happens quicker than working your ass off for fucking crumbs to pay for a fucking $800,000 house that they just fucking made a number on and added all these things into it to make it more expensive than necessary, when they can just hit the switch and you're done, or repossess your fucking house somehow, or your land, your property, and change a law, or fucking be like, oh, we're building a fucking parking lot here, like, you know what I mean? Like, all these things, man, you're working so hard for these things that you could just have built. You know what I mean? Like, I believe it. I know it for a fact, because I've seen literally like videos of guys building their own log cabin homes and moving their wife and their kids in and having a beautiful lifestyle, and they're all happy. The kids are happy. You know what I mean? Like, they still have the ability to go into town. You're not fucking doomed. Like, you can still travel, you can still move, you know what I mean? Yo, I'm telling you, bro. But there's people going missing, and it's the homeless. They're all going missing, and they're getting trapped, man, in FEMA camps and all that stuff, man. And out in Italy, there's all these homeless people going missing. I seen a video a year ago of 100,000 homeless people going missing, man. All the shelters are shut down. They're gonna force that traffic first into the concentration camps, you know what I mean? And trust me, man, it's not going to be nice. It's not going to be good. They've been wanting to get rid of us, man. But the closer you get to this and back to your roots, nobody can ever take that away from you. Ever. And that's what we need to do somehow. And, I'm going to start making videos literally reaching out to off-grid, self-sufficient lifestyle communities that are already out there established, or establishing themselves, and ask if they want somebody that is willing to contribute, you know what I mean? However I can contribute, I'll you know what I mean? I'll do land work, whatever, harvesting, planting, just working the land. That's what we're supposed to, whatever I'm told to do, whatever they need, I'm gonna add myself to that and contribute in any way that I can to be a part of that. Because I look at it like, I knew once I got to that point, say I did get a piece of land, say I did get a log cabin, I built it, whatever. Now I'm starting to learn how to live self-sufficiently. You're gonna need community. You're gonna need other people. So there's other people that are like, trapped in the cities that are facing these things, that would love to be a part of that lifestyle and would work and know that it's going to be hard, and they're willing to sacrifice that and what they've always known. I would rather work for myself than work for somebody else to build their life when I could have been working hard to build my own foundation, my own life. So that's what it comes down to. And so I can't stress that enough. That's what we need to be aiming for. So anyways, yeah, man, that's what we need to be aiming for. And I'm going to start reaching out to communities, because there's people out there that have the first hardest steps established, and they need people, man. And maybe we should start reaching out and trying to find these communities, At this time, man, I'm telling you, bro, we got to go back to our roots. Might seem unrealistic or difficult to do, or but you'd be surprised how things are turning around, and people are starting to realize that we've been taken away so far away from our roots, man, that this is the result. We should never be in a situation where somebody could just pull the plug on us and we're dead. What do we need to survive? How is it that if we lost our job, we would end up homeless, lose our place and be homeless, and then be victimized by the system, and it's just going to chew you up and spit you out? How is that even possible? That can't be possible. We decided to be a part of that way of life. That's not a must. And you want to live in a society, yeah, but look at how society's going. Not very fucking well. You know what I'm saying? So we gotta question what we want and what we desire, for our lives, our futures, and all that shit, man. And before it's too late, we gotta make a move. And if it's unrealistic for us to have it, build it for ourselves. Like, we don't got no money. It didn't work out for us. We got caught off guard. Again, man, there's value that we can add to this planet. We all have potential. Even if we don't have skills, we can develop them. You know what I mean? You just got to be willing, and you just got to want it. And if you don't, and if you're not, then you won't have it. You know what I'm saying? But if you're willing, then you'll have things. And it doesn't necessarily have to be working for the government, for the system, for fucking crumbs, for us all to hate our lives and hate each other. For us to have it, it can be done. It's just worse. It's so far away from our understanding, because it's just not our way of life the way it is now, that it's so difficult to comprehend that and think, where do we start? How does this work? One fucking stone at a time, one brick at a time, one fucking twig at a time, one stick, one person at a time, like one step at a time. Just how you do anything in this world. It's just how it is, man. How it really is. Look at the places that have culture. You think they're tripping about no coronavirus? They're not tripping about nothing, buds. They're laughing. They're like, buds, you guys are fucking stressed out for no reason. That's why you guys die so early. That's why there is so much need for medical in the big cities, and all the sickness and disease and all the capacity and shit like that. It's because we're doing life all wrong, and it's meant to come to a tragic end. You know what I mean? And that's what we're about to find out. So even me, I'm ahead of most people, but still, I'm not even nowhere near where I need to be in primitive skills, bushcraft, survival skills, living off the land. I thirst and I crave for it, man. Like, and I know that it's a matter of life or death to have those assets and skills. This is the first thing we should be taught in school, but it's not, for a reason. So we serve the system, we serve whatever they have planned, and we don't question it, and we just think that's life, instead of serving ourselves, developing our own lives, developing our own ecosystem and community the way it's meant to be, without all the greed involved and all the fucking hands involved in our efforts and our labors. Tax on every fucking transaction. Like, come on, man. You could work for yourself, man. You're like, well, I don't have the skills. Well, you got the fucking internet. You got books. Go get all the fucking building book brand. The reason why I know this is possible is because I watched people do it. You know, people that had no skills, they had no previous fucking knowledge, and they did it because they wanted to do it so bad and knew that they had to do it, and they reinvested their energy into doing that instead of serving some next man so he can buy a fucking house, you know, and go and live off the land. And then you have all those skills, man. When shit does hit the fan and that way of life fucks up, everyone's going to be looking for wondering where the fuck the people are that know what to do. And that's going to be us, and we're going to be worth value. They're going to say, hey, I have all of this. I'll give it to you to fucking teach me how to do this. You know what I mean? So they might be like, yo, I have like 100 ATVs, or they, I don't fucking know, like some type of resources, some type of food, some type of something, anything that you can benefit it. If not, if it's not valuable to you, well, then they're fucked. And then you still have the skill asset, and you're still maintaining without any government or anybody dipping into your pockets or into your labors or efforts. This is the type of knowledge they don't want us to know. This is how they do not want us to be thinking, because it doesn't serve them, right? They made it look like we needed them, bro. You know how much people there is now? People could be like, oh yeah, but what about medical doctors and all this shit? Well, if you lived a certain type of a lifestyle, you wouldn't need a lot of that shit. And when things do happen, again, how the fuck did how did people survive before? You know what I mean? People are like, oh, they did it, they died and shit. No, man, they didn't, or else we wouldn't be here, you know? Sure, people died from fucking things like infection and all these things, but these are all medicines that came from the earth. We can still have all of these things. You know what I mean? There's alternatives as well. You know, natural alternatives for pretty much everything. Everything came from this earth, bro. Before human beings, what was here? All of a sudden there was fucking packages with fucking medical in it and fucking doctors everywhere fixing broken legs and shit. It's about how you live your life, man. So much fucking injury and so much broken bones and shit because people are doing stupid shit and working like, you know, fucking slaves to, you know, do things that, whatever, man. There's ways. I'm 28 years old. I never broke any fucking bones. I broke like the socket in my fucking arm, but my arm still works. I'm good, you know. But still, you can fix a broken leg too. Might be fucking painful, but there's pain medication is natural, bro. Like, you can, right now is the best time in the world to be living off the land self-sufficiently, because you could literally order seeds to all the fucking types of plants or things that you need for medicine, you know, and then plant them. You might not have, somebody might say, oh, well, you need a certain environment, like this shit only grows on this side of the fucking planet, blah, blah, blah. You know, well, it is what it is. How did we survive, bro, before technology? You know, we had ways, and we have more potential than ever, even without technology now, because people are so advanced and we've come so far. It can be done, and it should be done. You never know, there could be like 30 fucking thousand, maybe like 100,000 fucking doctors in the world that literally, like, you know, want to withdraw from the system and leave their jobs and go and partake in a community and live off the land, and they got life savings and they want to fucking go and live off the land and live in a log cabin home and work for the community they build, you know. So we get a broken leg, we got a nurse that lives in the community. She knows how to fix her leg, you know. She brought fucking medicine, maybe, you know, maybe people brought medicine from all over the place to come to this community that we've developed, and that's what it takes. It takes a long time. It takes reaching out. We have the best opportunity to do that right now. So just some thought. I'm gonna end this video, but yeah, man, I feel bad for the homeless people that are disappearing, because you know where they're going, man. They're going to concentration camps and they're being enslaved, man. Like, they already don't want the homeless. They don't want low income. They want us gone. You know, they might look at the homeless, look like cash. We have to exterminate you because You're the main spreading fucking factor of the coronavirus, so we have to destroy you in order to save the rest of the fucking human population. Like, you know what I mean? And that's not right. The way of life that we live in society is the reason why we would have to resort to something like that. Okay? Society should have never been built. Correct the society before you go and fucking exterminate human beings for your own fucking mess you created, motherfuckers. Because you don't want to look at the mess you created, so you want to fucking wash it and fucking burn it to get rid of it, so you don't have to look at it and deal with it. That's not the way to be or go. Peace out. Hit the like, share this video, subscribe. Tell me what you guys think about this homeless people going missing all over the world. Because I've been talking about this for 10, 11 years, telling people this shit, and nobody listened to me and said I was fucking schizophrenic, fucking paranoid. So everything's coming true now, man. Let me know what you guys think.